Hello, me lovers. How are you today? I hope you're having a good day, morning, evening, weekend, weekday, whenever you're watching this video. I just hope you are well, and welcome back. We are in the third video of this light triage +1 of houseplants for light, which doesn't make sense. I don't know. Ignore me. I am feeling a little bit rough this morning, so I'm just trying to be comfy and cozy in my fleece, so ignore my dress sense. It's not the best today. Today's video is going to be about moderate light. So remember, we've done really bright light in the last video. We've talked about all three areas of light and what they mean in the first video, and if you haven't watched that, I recommend you go and watch that because you're going to want to know what I'm talking about. And for your own safety, you're gonna want to know what that's about, right? Now, this is the sweet spot, the godsend of light, where you can have an absolute, oh God, just like so many plants that you can have here, because moderate light is the sweet spot for so many houseplants. So many houseplants. There's just so many plants you could do. I'm gonna try and narrow it down to 10, I can't show both hands, 10 plans of my suggestions, maybe something a little bit more wacky, and I'll throw in some easy ones because I know that's a lot of people would like some easy plants. Maybe I'll do a easy plant suggestion. Comment down below if that's what you want to see. I will do that for you. I do get asked that question quite a lot, so I can do that for you. So moderate light, what plants can you have? Let's start with then. Okay, first thing I'm going to show you is an oxalis. Now ignore all of this. I keep forgetting to just tidy. I did nothing. You saw nothing. Oxalis. Now oxalis is a very, very beautiful plant. You can get a lot of different types of oxalis. Mainly you'll see this purple one, which is the Oxalis triangularis, or you may see the green version. It's very similar to shamrock or clover that you see out in the garden, but I love oxalis. It moves with the light, so wherever the sun is, it will move towards that. It has these really cute blooms. This one's super easy to care for. I've had this oxalis for, oh God, maybe like 6 years now, and annoyingly it's not as beautiful and bushy as I'd like it to be, but that could be because I don't take out the corms in winter. I just kind of let it continue. But I mean, for 6 years it's pretty good, and yeah, I love oxalis. It closes at night. It's such a dramatic plant. You see it move throughout the day. Really, really cool plant. So yeah, here's number 10 suggestion, which is oxalis. Okay, let's jump to a syngonium. I'm going to suggest this syngonium, which is a syngonium mojito, just as a different kind of syngonium to show. I have an albo and I have also a syngonium panda, but the mojito is pretty interesting. It's not to everyone's taste, I will admit, but I love this guy. I think he's awesome. I love the pattern on it. Just an interesting type of syngonium to have in your collection, I think. So as a number 9 suggestion, this is the syngonium mojito. The light is so bright coming in. It's like, I'm gonna do an alternative philodendron. I have so many philodendrons that I've shown them all too much, but this one's a relatively new addition, so I'm going to show him off. And this is a philodendron campi. They are relatively easy to look after as well. So I've heard. It's new to me, but it looks like a hardy variety, and I'm really happy about that. So as a kind of alternative, something you might not get suggested a lot as a philodendron is a philodendron campi. It has these beautiful massive big leaves, which is why I love it and why I wanted it in the first place. I also so had it, and yeah, I just knew I had to have one. So this is a philodendron campi as my number 8 suggestion of a moderate light plant. As my number 7, I have a schismatoglottis. Now, I can't say the full name of this. It begins with W, as my dyslexia doesn't allow me to say names properly. But I've gotten used to schismatoglottis as the species name, and there are lots of different types of schismatoglottis. This one in particular I love so much. It used to be amazingly beautiful until my cat knocked it over, and it's just bouncing back very slowly. Other than that, I don't find this plant to be that much of a pain to look after. I know a lot of people might have a different opinion of that, but I kind of find it okay. They are very dramatic when they want water. They will flop as dramatic as a peace lily, and I kind of wait until it gets to that point, and then I water it, because I feel like these guys really don't like being sat in water. So this is a Schismatoglottis as my number 7 suggestion. So as my number 6 suggestion, I'm going to go to the Alocasia family and suggest this Alocasia silver dragon scale. I haven't seen this plant being shown or suggested to people in a very long time, so I thought I'd show this one off. I've had it for a long time, hence the really weird knobbly bobbly stem there, but this plant is still really cute and I still really love it. My favourite Alocasia is the Frydek. A lot of people don't really like it, but I love the Frydek. But I thought I'd show you this one because this one's a little bit hardier in care. So this one is the Alocasia Silver Dragon Scale as my number 6 suggestion. I'm going to jump to ferns now on number 5, and I'm going to do this bird's nest fern. Now, controversial, because ferns usually in outdoors you'd see them in a more shadier spot, but indoors they really do like a lot more light than you think. And this is my bird's nest fern. He sits just by the window, so he gets quite a bit of sun during the day. I've got a south-facing window, remember, so he sits by the window. Ferns love moderate light, and I love my bird's nest fern. I love ferns. They're one of my favourite species of plants, and something about this guy in particular I absolutely love, and he needs a repot very desperately, which I probably will do very soon. But yeah, as my number 5 suggestion, my 5 gold rings is my bird's nest. As my number 4 suggestion, I'm throwing in a really big curveball here, because, you know, I don't think many people will know what this plant is. And this plant is a Pelarnonia. I do believe they have changed that species name, so correct me down below, but I picked this up as a bargain at a garden centre. It was reduced to £4.75, and I really love this plant. You'll see a lot of Pelarnonia used in terrariums, but this guy doesn't necessarily like terrariums. It might like terrariums. I will give it a go, but as a plant on its own, quite a bushy plant. To me, it feels very 80s. It feels very retro, and I really like it. It's a very, very unique pattern on that plant as well. So as a number 4 suggestion, I'm going to throw out here Pelarnonia, which is a species of plants you have probably not thought of before, and now you're going to go and research it on your little laptop there and on your phone. How about that? How do you like them apples? I'm now going to throw another curveball, suggestion number 3, only because it's quite an alternative plant to have, and this is a pennywort. This is literally in a milk jug full of water right now, and they are semi-aquatic plants. They like to be in water, so if you're looking at a pond scale, so this is the shallow end down to the deep, they'll be in the shallow end of the pond. They can grow in like a little bit of water. You don't need a lot of water to have these, and I sit it in here. This is just a bunch of cuttings that I'm trying to keep alive for future designs and scapes, etc. As a number 3 suggestion, I thought this would be a really interesting little curveball, because pennywort is really, really easy to look after. You just need a source of water to pop it in, and I think it's really cute. Like, how can you not love that as a plant to have in your home? And I'm here to funk everything up, you know. I'm here to like throw little curveballs at you, little tasty little treats for you to go, let me think about that. So as my number 3 suggestion, I am suggesting you pennyworts. Okay, number 2 as a suggestion. There are so many more plants that I could suggest for moderate light. I'm like looking at all my plants and being like, oh my god, I've missed so many. But as my number 2 suggestion, just because I find this plant really, really cool, is a bladderwort. Now I have this guy in this dish and he's very green. He sits directly in the window. I am kind of cheating here because he sits right in my window, so he does kind of get some direct light at being a south-facing window, but most carnivorous plants will thrive on moderate light. Too much direct light for some, like pitcher plants, they may burn in the direct light, but carnivorous plants love a moderate light place. So as my number 2 suggestion, I'm going to shove this in your face as the bladderwort. Number 1 suggestion, I can't bring him here because he's just too big, and that is the Monstera, your absolute staple classic houseplant. Monstera, they are definitely on the end of moderate light before you're hitting the low light area. So this guy, great houseplant. I have to throw in a classic there for number 1, you know. I don't think you could go wrong with the classic cheese plant. I feel like everybody should have one or has had one as a plant collector. I know these guys last forever. If you get it right, they last forever. They're an easy house plant. They're really good going. At the start, I have found Monsteras really difficult, but I am getting to know them a lot more, and I actually realise they are a little bit easier than I first thought. They just need less watering than you might think. They kind of leaves start to curl and the stems start to feel a little bit limp when they need some water. So I tend to let mine dry out probably a bit too much before watering, but I'm still kind of learning with them. However, they are typically really easy plants and a good long lasting plant as well to have. So my 10 suggestions there for moderate light plants. I haven't shown you any Scindapsus. I haven't shown you looking around. There's so many. There's so many, like Amaranth Silver. There's so many plants for Epipremnum. Oh god, like I can't stop because there's so many plants that you can have for this area. So that's it for moderate light plant suggestions. I hope you found them interesting and useful. Let me know which one was your favorite one, and the next one is going to be about low light plants and that whole shebang because it's very interesting. So make sure to like and subscribe, turn that little notification bell down there. You know, it helps me and it helps you to know that the next video is out. So until then, I will see you soon. Goodbye, me lovers. Bye.